Good morning, CMSW. This month we are celebrating Black History Month.
February is a time to celebrate the many contributions African Americans have made to the United States. Starting with Bryan Stevenson.
We know a lot about Mr. Stevenson because we chose him and his work with the Equal Justice Initiative for our SG Day project. We chose him and his work after reading his book, Just Mercy in Language Arts.
Bryan Stevenson was fresh out of college and a student in Harvard Law School when he started working with a group that helped death row inmates.
His experience working with poor and injustly incarcerated prisoners was why Bryan Stevenson created the Equal Justice Inmate in Montgomery, Alabama. Montgomery, Alabama, 1995.
The Equal Justice Initiative is a nonprofit that provides legal services to hundreds of poor prisoners and defendants who have been denied fair treatment.
One of those prisoners was Walter McMillan, who was unjustly convicted and sentenced for the murder of a young white woman.
Even before he was tried. Walter McMillan was sent to death row. He hasn't ever been convicted to a crime.
McMillan spent 15 months on death row before he went on trial. His trial lasted only a day and a half, and the all-white jury sentenced him to life in prison without parole, even though 3 black witnesses testified Walter had an alibi. He had been with them at a church fish fry at the time of the crime.
Even worse, the trial judge revised the jury sentence of life in prison and sentenced Walter McMillan to death. Walter has been sent to death row for 6 years when Bryan Stevenson took his case.
Stevenson was immediately pressured to drop the appeal.
He got a phone call from Judge Key, who had presided over Walter's trial, demanding that he drop the appeal. Stevenson refused.
Stevenson then visited McMillan's community and met dozens of African Americans who were with the condemned man at the time the crime took place, 11 miles away from the crime scene. They absolutely knew he was innocent.
Stevenson and his staff also discovered even more evidence that provide beyond a doubt that Walter McMillan was innocent.
A key of this part is evidence. The tape's recording providing that the prosecution's only eyewitness, Ralph Mowers, had been pressured to give false testimony. He lied under oath in his original testimony. He has been kept from Walter's defense lawyer.
Despite this new evidence, it took 6 years of hearings and appeals before the court ruled that Walter McMillan's conviction was unconstitutional. They overturned on March 2nd, 1993.
Walter McMillan was among the first prisoners released from death row in the modern era.
Today, the Equal Justice Initiative has saved 125 men of the death penalty.
Indigenous has represented poor people, defended people on appeal, and overturned wrongful convictions, and worked to erase bias in the criminal justice system.
This is why we celebrate Bryan Stevenson and his many contributions to America during Black History Month.
Want to learn more about Bryan Stevenson and Walter McMillan? Check out their story in the Media Center.
Bryan Stevenson's motto was, and still is, somebody has to stand when other people are sitting. Somebody has to speak when other people are quiet. Maybe his words can be a call to action for you. If you see something is wrong, do something about it. If you see someone is being treated unfairly, say something about it.
Thanks for listening, CMSW. The morning show will be back on Thursday with another Black History Month topic.
Have a great day, Westies.
Bye.